vast empire, and a ruler whose name still shakes history, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. He unified warring states, built the first version of the Great Wall, and left behind a tomb so massive, modern scientists can't open it even today. But the strangest part, when he died, no one ever saw his body again. This is the real story of the emperor who vanished. Before Qin Shi Huang, China was not a single country. It was 7 kingdoms locked in endless war. Villages burned, armies marched, people lived in fear of the next invasion. But in the state of Qin, a young king rose with a single dream. One land, one language, one law. His name was Ying Zheng. History would remember him as Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor. Through brutal wars and brilliant strategy, he conquered all 7 kingdoms. For the first time in history, China became one nation. Roads connected cities. A single currency united trade. Writing was standardized so every person could read the same characters. He didn't just build an empire. He built a civilization. The emperor had a weakness, a fear so powerful it shaped his entire life. He was terrified of dying. He believed he had been chosen by the heavens. How could a divine ruler be allowed to die like an ordinary man? So he searched for a way to live forever. He sent ships across the seas to look for mythical islands of immortals. He drank strange potions made by alchemists. Ironically, many of those potions contained mercury, a deadly poison. Every day he ran from death. But every day death came closer. In 210 BCE, the emperor left on a long journey across his empire. He wanted to see the land he had created. He wanted the people to see their eternal ruler. But somewhere along the road, the emperor started to fall ill. The potions he drank were destroying his body. His eyes became heavy. His breath grew shallow. And inside a carriage surrounded by guards, the most powerful man in the world died. But his ministers were terrified. If the news spread, the empire would collapse into chaos. Enemies would attack. Rebellion would rise. So they made a plan. A strange, unbelievable plan. The ministers hid the emperor's body inside the carriage. They sealed the windows. They ordered everyone to say nothing. But soon, a horrible smell filled the air. They couldn't hide the death any longer. So they did something shocking. They loaded a wagon full of rotting fish and marched it beside the emperor's carriage. Anyone who smelled the stench believed it was just the fish. The emperor of China, the man who united a nation, was being escorted home like a secret. And almost no one realized he was dead. When they finally reached the capital, the emperor's body was taken to a tomb so enormous that it took 700,000 workers to construct. Inside this underground palace were rivers of liquid mercury, mountains of bronze and jade, booby traps designed to kill intruders, a starry ceiling mimicking the night sky, thousands of treasures never meant to be seen again. And guarding the emperor were 8,000 life-size terracotta warriors, each with a different face, each built to protect him in the afterlife. The emperor who wanted to live forever prepared the greatest tomb in human history. But here's the real twist. Modern scientists have never opened the central chamber. Mercury levels around it are so high, it could be deadly. The technology to safely enter simply doesn't exist yet. His body, his secrets, his treasures remain untouched to this day. After Qin Shi Huang's death, ministers forged letters in his name. They forced his youngest son to become emperor. They eliminated rivals. They rewrote commands, all while pretending the emperor was still alive. But lies don't build empires. Within just 4 years, the Qin dynasty collapsed. Rebellion swept the nation. The empire that Qin Shi Huang built with blood and iron, shattered like glass. And the man who tried to escape death could not protect his own kingdom from it. Today, the tomb of the first emperor still lies untouched beneath a hill in Xi'an, China. An entire underground world, sealed for over 2,000 years. A mystery waiting for future generations. And the emperor himself, his face, his body, his final resting place, all remain hidden. Qin Shi Huang unified a nation, shaped history, built wonders, and prepared for eternity. But in the end, he became something even more legendary. A ruler whose body vanished, but whose shadow never did.